right, so happy Monday. I'm going to take you through some ideas for practicing. These are mainly fundamentals, warm-ups, key exercises to keep you on Mondays working on some new stuff. So, there's going to be 4 main sections today. Number 1 is breathing, 2 is long tones, 3 is your exercises sheets, and the 4th one is your 6 scales. Let's start with breathing. Make sure that you're either standing or sitting with your back upright. Pull yourself up tall, feet flat on the floor. We're going to start with just some deep breathing. When you breathe for real, your belly should move. If your belly isn't moving, then you're probably not breathing deeply. If your shoulders are moving up and down, that's also not helping you. And really, you shouldn't hear any sound either. If you hear sound, then it probably makes you feel like you're breathing, but you're either constricting it with your mouth or your throat or your tongue or something else. The next one, of course, in, 2, out, however many counts. Here we go. In, 2, out, 15. And. And you can make the first number shorter each time, maybe in 1, out 15. You can do in, 2, out 20, in, 2, out 25. And having each time a shorter breath in and a longer measured breath out. Another one we do in class sometimes, we hold up a sheet of paper and blow at it. You can have somebody else hold this for you if you would like. You can tape it to something. But the idea is that you just blow and make the paper move from a further and further distance away. And see how far you can get each time. The next one I really like because it really gives you some strength training for your diaphragm, gives you some power with your playing, is simply blowing up balloons. Some types of balloons are a lot harder to blow up than others. This is a very difficult type to blow up. It also develops your embouchure muscles in your lips and your face a little bit. All right, let's get on to some long tones. If you're a brass player, we've talked about lip slurs. If you're a 6th grader, you may not be as familiar with this. Feel free to do some lip slurs, but we're going to start off with posture. Check your posture when you play. Take a full breath in and full breath out every time you play a long tone. And focus on tone production. If you're a brass player, open teeth, open throat, really get that air out, the pressure off the face. If you're a reed player, get the pressure off the reed. So if you play saxophone, clarinet, make sure that there's no tension here on this bottom lip. Here we go. And I would do this until my air runs out, but the video would be really, really long. You probably heard my tone changing little bits towards the beginning because I was checking my posture. I was saying, does my diaphragm feel like I'm really pushing air well? Are my muscles the way they need to be? Is the pressure off the bottom lip? Or are brass players off the face as opposed to squashing it on the face? Do I have my tongue arched for clarinet players? All those sorts of things. Let's move on to the B flat, F, and C exercises sheets. Simply playing down these each day is designed to keep your skills up and really working. I'm going to do B flat, 5 note. And of course, we haven't done any tonguing yet because we got the tone, we got the embouchure, we got the breathing, we got the posture, and now is when we start to incorporate some articulation. Next, of course, is going to be scale up. If you are playing one of these keys, which is less familiar, particularly for 6th grade, you might want to do a 6-note pattern, then a 7-note pattern, and then all 8 notes. Just like a 5-note pattern, but we add 1, 2, or 3 notes at the top and slowly work our way up. Here's scale up in concert B flat. A little bit of 8-7-8. Eight, 7, 6, 7, 8. And of course, scale down. Next up is going to be scale in thirds. I would read these off the sheet for B flat, F, and C because they are on those exercises sheets. Of course, all of these you can apply to all of your scales. But here's B flat scale in thirds. Now this one is not on your B flat, F, or C exercise sheets. It is one we borrowed from Miss Lanier in the high school band. It is 8 up, and also, of course, 8 down. The important thing about that one is that each time you start on beat 1 of a 4/4 measure, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So each time you start, you are starting with a little bit less gap before your first note on beat 1 as we fill in each of those measures. All right, the next part is the 6 scale sheet. I recommend doing all of the sorts of exercises from the B flat, F, and C exercises in all the keys that you can, and keep building up those skills. If you are exploring a new scale, go note for note. Remember that the left side, the first 2 measures, are going to have the flats or sharps next to the notes, so you don't have to read the key signature. You can write in fingerings, you can write in note names, you can circle things, you can put smiley faces on it for all I care. On the right side, the 3rd and 4th measures of each line, you may not write anything. One useful thing is to take that sheet and actually fold it in half so that you have the first 2 measures that you can write on, and the last 2 measures which you may not, which use the key signature. If the first 2 measures and the second 2 measures, the left and right side, sound the same, you've probably done it correctly. So go through note for note first thing in a new key and really double check that it sounds correct. All right. Last Monday we introduced the Twinkle Twinkle exercise. I would do this in every key that you can. I would expand to Somewhere Over the Rainbow, if you're really familiar with Twinkle Twinkle. Somewhere Over the Rainbow, 1, 8, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 6, 5. And that's going to give you the full range of the scale, unlike Twinkle Twinkle. Here is Twinkle Twinkle in several different keys. Here's B flat. Here's concert F. Here's concert C. And of course you can do that in all 6 of these keys. Somewhere Over the Rainbow in concert B flat. We could do it in concert F. Of course, you're going to kind of have to feel that out by ear and by scale degree. Well, I hope you enjoy your practicing. Monday is for fundamentals and strength training. Lots of long tones, breathing, check your posture, check your face that everything is nice and comfortable, the right things, the corners are firm and the other stuff is relaxed and have a great Monday.